Thanks for joining me in my next video. In this video, I'm going to change the cartridge on a single-handle Moen faucet. As you can see, it's dripping. I've isolated it to the cold water, so if I shut off the cold water, the drip stops. And if I have the hot water on, it's fine. So, yeah, you could try wiggling it and get it to stop, but sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And when you're sleeping and you hear that drip, it gets annoying. So I just called Moen, told them what I had, and these things are, I guess, warranted for life, so they sent me a replacement. And this is what it looks like. I've already opened it up. This is what the replacement looks like. Came with a little cap here, which is used to unscrew the existing, well, not really unscrew, but just get the existing cartridge moving, because it's probably seized within here. So by putting this on top, you can get pliers on there and just kind of rotate it back and forth, and I'll show you that. Most likely they'll send you an Allen key. Hopefully they do. And this Allen key is used to remove the screw here. That basically is inside, underneath the Moen emblem. So you can just pop this off with your finger or the screwdriver. And once you have that off, as such, inside there is the, not sure if you can see it, let me turn the flashlight on. Okay, so I've got the flash on. As you can see, inside there is that screw that you need to use the Allen key to undo it. I do want to point out these screws here, they do have some kind of Loctite on them. So when they go in, I don't know if you can see that blue stuff there, but when they go in, they kind of seal nicely so they don't come off. So I've already loosened this just so I don't waste your time, but I will tell you that it was a bit hard, even with the Allen key. So what I ended up doing is putting a little bit of penetrating oil in there and just kind of work it back and forth. And didn't want to strip it, because if you strip it, you won't get that off. So let's start. I'm going to shut the water off from underneath very quickly. I just want you to see it dripping, so now I've got the water off. And pretty much just get your Allen key in there. If it's tight, putting it in this way is not going to work for you. I suggest you put it in this way and kind of just start to work it. You want to loosen it up, so just start to work it, and you might have to work it back and forth. You may have to work it back and forth. So that's what I did. I worked it back and forth, and I was able to eventually loosen it up. So now I've loosened this, and I did put it back just for this demonstration purposes. So I'm able to do it this way. So I'm going to take that out. Be right back. I do want to point out, you might want to just put something here to clog your drain so you don't lose the screw, just in case. The kit might come with a new one. If it does, don't worry about it. Once the screw is out, you can just basically lift this up. Now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take a Phillips screwdriver and you're going to remove that screw right there. I did not loosen this already, so it might be a little tight. Alright, not too bad. I'm doing this with one hand as I film. Bear with me. So as my luck would have it, as I started to unscrew this screw here, the whole valve inside there was turning. So what I ended up doing is shoving this screwdriver just down in there to to kind of hold the valve in place, and then I was able to unloosen this. Okay, with the screw off, I'm able to lift this piece up, but if you'll notice that that plastic is now broken, and it was kind of broken when I first started trying to unscrew it. So a piece did come off. It's over here, and you know, like, it is what it is, but that's not going to be any good anymore. So you just pop that off. We'll figure that out in a minute. Remove that ring that's on here, put that aside. Okay, so I just went to get some channel locks and just kind of hold that. And once you've got it loosened, you can then just do it with your hand. Alright, so that's off, put that aside. And there's a clip here. There's a clip in there, And what you're going to do is get a little screwdriver and kind of pull that clip out. Not sure if this has got enough point for it, but there you go. So just pull this clip out. Once this clip is out, you'll be able to lift this up, put this aside. Alright, so with that piece removed, as you can see, it's pretty rusted. It's over 20 years old. Hopefully this valve does come out. Just going to kind of grab it with my channel lock here and kind of just pull it up. Might be a little bit tough, but here's a little ring here. There's a little washer. You want to remove this washer. I don't know if it's coming through on the camera, but there's a washer right here. Put that aside. And now what we can do is we can push that back down. We can get our tool that came with the new valve, tool that sits in there nicely. Make sure you get it in there so it's nice and tight and it's in correctly. And then what you're going to do is basically just kind of move it back and forth. What you want to do is break it. Well, when I say break it, I mean you want to just loosen it up in there because it's probably all rusted and tight. So when you start to feel it going nice and smooth, which it's starting to do now, pretty much we should be able to now just pull this valve out. There you go. I don't know if you caught that on camera as it came out, but there it is. This is the old valve. Okay, with the valve out, I just want to show you where the pin goes that holds the valve down. This is the pin I'm referring to. As you can see over here, there's a groove. That's where it's going to go into this groove and right through to this side here. I don't know if you can see the groove on the other end here. It's gonna right there. See, it's gonna come in and come out right through there. And that's how you know you got the pin in correctly. So let me just take that out. So the valve itself, when you put the valve in, make sure that, I don't know if you can see this, there's these little grooves here, plastic grooves. Make sure it's this way at 12 and 6 o'clock. Now, one thing I'm not sure of, and I'm not sure if there's something to this, but if you do have it in incorrectly, then what's going to happen is your hot's going to be your cold's going to be your hot. And in which case, all you need to do is remove it and then basically just turn it 180 degrees. So I'm taking a chance here to see which one's which. I have a 50-50 chance of getting it right. So as I mentioned, with the groove on top here, with this on top here, push this down and put it into the unit. Now push that down. You can even use a tool that came with it and just kind of put it on top of that and just kind of press down. There you go. So with that press down, I should be able to get the clip in. As you can see, the clip is fitting in nicely, and I should be able to just basically, and if it's off slightly, just get your tool in here and just twist it a bit. Looks like it's crooked, so if I just twist it just slightly, that should make it straight. And now I should be able to get my clip in. There you go. So my clip's coming in. As you can see, it's fitting in nicely. So I reached out to Moen to get a replacement for this piece here that had broken. And as I mentioned, this faucet is about 20 years old. So fortunately, had no issues getting a replacement. So they mailed that out to me. Took a couple of days. Didn't cost me anything, but as you can see, I've got the replacement there. All they really wanted was that plastic, but I guess that's not a separate part number. The plastic plus this is together as one part number. And it looks like it also came with a replacement, this piece here, as well as the plastic. That's the part number if you're interested. And the lady on the phone was quite nice. She asked me if I needed a valve. I just said yes, but I had one, so I just got a spare one just in case. So here's a spare cartridge, and that's the number. Okay, so with the valve in place, don't forget to put the washer back. You can see my little blooper at the end of this video. I forgot to put this washer back, and the handle wasn't staying open, and it would close on its own. Could be a good feature to save water, but nonetheless, I'm putting that washer back in, and I'm going to proceed to put the next components. Okay, this is the replacement I received as well as part of the kit. And you'll notice that on this side is the opening where the clip's going to go into, and this is the opening on the other side where the clip's going to come out. So it's important to put this at 12 o'clock. And with that in place, you should be able to easily slip in your pin, and pin's in place. Okay, so with the valve and this piece with the pin in place, the next piece you want to put in is this one here, and this side goes at 12 o'clock. I do want to mention that along with the replacement piece that I received, this piece here, the kit also included a new washer. So I guess it's supposed to be all kind of in this position. I did question when I did remove the old one as to why it was all bent, but I guess here's a new one, so it's bent as well. So I guess that's the way it works. You just put it inside there. I'm going to proceed to use the new one. Put that at 12 o'clock. That sits in there nicely. Okay, so the next piece we're going to put on is this piece here. That it's a new one as well. Came with the part that I had to replace. So I'm just going to screw that on and tighten it by hand. Get it in there. Yeah, I'm just kind of using my hand as a screwdriver, as a wrench here. Okay. Okay, so after you tighten it by hand, you can get your channel lock and just tighten it slightly, quarter turn. Okay, that's good. Okay, so the next piece we're going to put on is this one here. And make sure this part here is up at the 12 o'clock position, like so. Okay, and now we're going to take this piece, which is the replacement piece I got from Moen. And as you notice, the big part of the plastic, it's going to line up with the, see, that's the flat sides at 6 and 12 o'clock. And it's going to line up with the cartridge there. So the other thing you're going to notice is that there's a little groove here, a notch, and that's going to basically clip into the back portion of that plastic piece that we screwed in. Here's my other one, so I'll show you. It's pretty much going to go inside there. So I'll show you how that goes. I'm going to stick that into the groove. Okay, so with that lined up, as you can see, you can turn it left and right, and it sits in there nicely. So the trim kind of moves with it, so it's covering at all times. Okay. That's in the correct position, and now I'm going to put the screw that goes here, this one here. I think I did get a new one with the valve. Anyways, doesn't really matter. I'm just going to stick that in there. I'm going to screw that in, tighten it up. Don't need to go too crazy. Okay, so that's tight. And now what we're going to do is put the handle back on. And it goes one way, so as you can see right there where my thumb is pointing to, that's going to slip right over here. And once we have that in place, we'll be able to now put the little screw. I think I did get a replacement one. And this is it. I'm going to put that back in and then use my Allen key to tighten it up. Okay, so I finished screwing in that screw over here. I'll put that cap back on that I have from Moen. There's the cap. Cleaned it up a little bit. And that's it. Okay, everything's back together. The water's turned back on. There's no leaks. So that was the issue. The valve was faulty after 20 years. Not bad for a faucet. Moen does stick to their model that they will replace parts for free, and I had the part shipped to me for free as well. They did give me the option to receive it a lot quicker, but honestly I wasn't going to pay for that, and I did receive it within a couple of days, which is good enough for me anyway. So as you can see, it's working fine. Consistent with my other Moen faucet. The left side is hot, the right side is cold. And the handle does stay up. It's important that you put that washer back that I mentioned during the removal process, because that's what keeps the handle up. If you forget to put the washer back, your handle will start to close on its own. You might like that feature. It saves water if people keep the faucet running, but if you want it to work the way it's supposed to work, make sure you put that washer back. Thanks for watching. Please give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and leave suggestions, comments, improvements. I'm not an expert. I'm just a DIY guy and always open to suggestions or ways of doing things better that we could share with other people that watch the videos. Thanks very much, and until next time. So here's a little blooper. I forgot to put back this washer, and I didn't realize until I was making the video, actually editing the video, that that's the reason why I'm experiencing this issue. So here's the blooper. You lift it up, the handle just comes right back down, so it closes on its own. I actually thought this would be a good feature to keep my kids from keeping the water on, but I guess I should put it back and have it operate the way it's meant to be.